Hello, my fellow project managers. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It has been a while I've been on live stream because I am in the middle of quite a lot of training at the moment. So you've not seen me, but that doesn't mean I ain't thinking about you. I'm wondering how your studying is coming along, and I'm wondering what you're getting up to. I'm wondering if you're doing your part. I've got over 800 or 900 videos on this channel. So you need to tap into the videos that are out there and keep on doing what you need to. Some of you have requested training live. So next week, I will be taking some time out of my busy schedule to put together a coaching session for 10 sessions throughout the week, one in the morning, one at night for 5 days. So if you are keen on knowing more about that, go to Praizion.com and advise you to sign up for that. So anyway, if you are on live with me, feel free to chat in. Let me know how you are and what has been up with you. Some of us have actually done really awesome and passed the exam. So Wilonda, shout out to you for killing the exam last week. I knew you would do it. I mean, I didn't even spend time worrying about you. There's some students you don't even need to worry about them. They've got it done. you know. So she took all three of our mock exams, and each one of those mock exams, she got over the passing score. I said, it's a done deal. Don't worry about it. She's done. And lo and behold, as predicted, these mock exams enable me predict success or risk, negative risk. So Wilanda, shout out to you. Who else? We had a couple of students get certified, Dara and Krishnan. That was just before Wilanda got certified. So it is absolutely doable. You guys can do the same. Okay. Today, I am going to be sharing with you a very quick earned value problem. So I'm going to share with you this earned value problem that you might have seen on this channel. I'm going to solve it for you this time. So it says, you are the superintendent of a forklift logistics operations and warehouse project, also known as Flow project. The cumulative cost to date is 555,000 at month 2. Work completed is 20%, and the budget is spread over 5 months equally at $225,000 per month. Midway in the project, management calls for a new estimate for the remaining 80% of the work, which gives a 2.5 million value. What is the EAC if the project manager deems cost variances to be atypical? Question like this is going to help you better understand earned value. I know some folks may look at it and say, just let it go. I don't want to do it. That's not the way to learn. The way to learn is to apply yourself, take it head on, do all you need to do. Don't shirk from studying and getting to know the detail. All right. So let's see which pieces of this can be used to solve the problem. So what do they want you to do? What is the EAC? Okay. If the project manager deems cost variances to be atypical. So what does atypical mean? Atypical means it's a one-off. It's not typical. It's the opposite of typical. So if something is not typical, then it is atypical, okay? And if it is atypical, then the formula that you use for this is going to be different. So the formula that you would use for this would be EAC equals AC plus BAC minus EV. That's the formula you're going to use. So all you need to do is identify the AC, identify the BAC or work it out, and identify the EV. Now let's look at the question. The cumulative cost to date is this. That's your actual cost right there. That's that one. Okay. At month 2, work completed is 20%. That needs to be converted to your earned value. So just keep in mind, the work completed is 20%, but it becomes 20% of what? Of the BAC. But you need to find the BAC because you don't have it. How do you find the BAC? It reads, and the budget is spread over 5 months equally at 225,000. You see that statement? That will lead you to your BAC. So your BAC, 5, because it says 5 months, times this. So we're going to say 5 times 225K, and that is going to give us our BAC. So why don't we show the answers to this, the potential answers. So the potential answers you have to this are 4995,000, 3055,000, 2775,000, and 1455000. Now I've shown this before, so I'm not going to waste time. Oh, there goes my battery. Well, I better find a way of plugging this in. Otherwise, there isn't going to be much of a training session, is there? All right. So let me find a plug. But I've shown this before, and I don't think I need to show it again because you guys know the problem very well. So let me just plug in my laptop, and we should be good to continue. So do you want to take a stab at it and try and come up with an answer? You want to do that? Apply yourself. You know, when you find a problem, my 2 cents is do not wait for the solution to be given to you. Try to solve it yourself, and you will be much better for it. Seriously. If I were you, I would see every problem as an opportunity in workloads, as they say. It's showing up to help you, to give you insights when you try to solve it. You know, the reason why a lot of people don't do well on earned value problems is they don't attempt to solve them. They think that the earned value problem needs to be solved by someone else. No, you need to apply yourself. You need to master the formulas. The way you master the formulas is by problem solving. Try to solve the problem. Try to understand the formulas. And if you don't understand the formulas, maybe you need to come to my training next week. See, it's a meld of coaching and training. I have a training section, then I have a coaching section. So those of you struggling with bits and pieces, just show up for the training sessions, put it on your calendar, be aggressive, be aggressive. Some of you need to be more aggressive about sticking to a regimen, staying on top of it and saying, I'm going to get this thing done. That's why a lot of you aren't certified. It's not that you're not smart. You are smart, but you don't commit. You shy away from committing because you think you can't put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. Go for meaningful training. I keep saying it. Lots of you going for ridiculous courses. Come to my course. I don't play games. Come to my course. I'm even done trying to convince you. If you don't want to come to the training, there's nothing I can do. I've put it out there. Those who are wise, they show up. This is an opportunity, because after next week, it gets busy again. So when I ask you to come for training, show up, okay? Those of you complain about the formulas, apply yourself. And if you went for training and you didn't understand, come for my training my coaching, ask questions. I mean, last week, because we didn't have anything this week, last week, I cleaned out the queue. There were no more questions by the time I was done. I cleaned up the whole queue. I answer my students' questions. I give them clarity. That's what it's all about. It's not about letting people's eyes glaze over PowerPoints till the poor people are almost to the point of collapse. No, that's not it. It's about dialogue. And that's why I made it a coaching session so that I can answer people's questions and not just show them stuff. You know, I want to answer real questions. But anyway, I hope now that I'm done with my rambling, you guys are done with the problem solving exercise, right? Are you done? I've pretty much given you the answer on a platter. The only thing you were meant to unravel, the remaining thing you were meant to unravel is the earned value based on the BAC. And I pretty much showed you the BAC. 5 times 225. I'll give you the BAC. So anyway, let's see, is there anyone, any of our friends on right now? I know in the United States, people should be pretty much doped up for the day after milling at work, milling away at work. So I'm wondering, any of you guys awake? Is there anyone awake? Mohanad, my good friend, how are you? It's good to see you, man. It's been a while. It's just been, busy, but I've been getting your emails and I have been responding to you, Mohanad. So I hope you got the download. You get the download I sent you, those audio. I hope you got it. Listening via YouTube says it sounds like I'm talking about you. I just keep it real. Ken Lim, how you doing? Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Mohanad. I have no doubt that you're gonna do a great job on the exam. So let's keep on tackling everything. I'm looking forward to you taking those mock exams, Mohanad. I know that when you take the mock exams, you will learn even more. So I haven't seen the mock exams yet. I know you're still studying and trying to make your understanding richer, which is good. Keep trying to enrich your understanding. And you're doing the right thing because a lot of the questions you ask, they show me that you're trying to really unravel the mystery. So all those tech camps you came for, the coaching sessions that we had one-on-one, the group coaching you came for, it is all going to enrich your understanding more and more. So you're doing the right thing, my friend. Just keep doing it. Keep plugging away and give yourself ample time to take the mock exams. The mock exams, they're really going to find where you are, in the journey. Some people are very, very close. You and Wilanda were in the same class, Mohanad, a couple of weeks ago or so. So she took the mock exams and I knew immediately, yep, consider her done. She's ready. And she did it. So yeah, don't the moment you feel, I think I'm ready to face one mock exam, because we've got 3. So the moment you feel you're ready, the moment you've done all the quizzes on the LMS, go ahead. So Mohanad, tell me, what did you get for this? What did you get for this question? Have you solved this problem? What did you get for the answer? I'm sure this is too easy for you, Mohanad. You've probably done this. I think you've done this before. If I'm not mistaken, this is not the first time you're seeing this problem, correct? Let me know which one you chose, A, B, C, or D. Ken Lim, did you try the earned value problem? Who else tried it? Try the earned value problem. All right, let me solve it for you. Let me look for my calculator on my phone. Um, So let me take this away just so you guys can see the question properly. Let me get my calculator open up. So let's do this piece by piece. Should not take too long to solve this for you. You know, the best way to learn is to problem solve. Like this question, you could learn so much from this one question, you know. You could learn a whole lot from this one question. A lot of stuff. Okay. So let's go ahead and let us solve the problem. So it states, come back here. It states the cumulative cost is 585. So we can say the formula to use, all right? The formula to use, my friends, is EAC equals AC plus BAC. Oh, what happened? All right, I am back and I appreciate you waiting for me to get back. Once in a while, you plug into a power source that you think is working, but it is not working. And that's pretty much what happened just now. So let's go back to our problem. So folks, the formula, anytime you hear, bear with me, this is not the right, that is not the right question. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. Yep. This is the correct question. So let's do this again. I apologize if you guys were thrown off. I've got quite a number of questions that are similar. So the key word is atypical. Let me just give you a quick breakdown before we go any further. So if you hear the word atypical, atypical is synonymous with the word fundamentally flawed. I'm trying to catch up with what I'm thinking. I'm fundamentally flawed. Yeah, atypical means, oh, I'm sorry. See, I lied. Nope. I knew there was something wrong in what I was saying. Atypical means, yes, I'm sorry. Atypical means that the remaining work is performed at the budgeted rate. Remaining work is performed at the budgeted rate. That's what atypical means. Atypical means that your budget is not totally flawed. It means that you can use your budget in determining the ETC. That's what that means. That's what atypical means. See? Atypical means my budget is still usable. Okay? So when you hear the word atypical, you know that it's EAC equals AC plus, remember I said my budget is still workable. So you got BAC minus EV. All right, that's atypical. Now, if it was typical, typical means your CPI remains constant. Okay, so if you had CPI as being something, you can expect it to continue. For that reason, you would use the formula EAC equals BAC divided by CPI. Okay, that's another word, typical. But that's not what this says. This says atypical. Okay, so the formula we're using is going to be that first one. The other language you could have in these EAC questions is the word or the phrase fundamentally flawed, which means you cannot use your budget to calculate the ETC. So it means you're going to have to do a brand new bottom-up ETC. So you're going to have EAC equals AC plus ETC, where ETC is a brand new bottom-up ETC, if you will, okay? So in this question, we're going to use the first one that I showed you for atypical. And atypical, like I said, means not typical, and you're going to use EAC equals AC plus BAC minus EV. What is your AC? This. What is your BAC? 5 times this. What is your EV? 20% of 5 times that. So let's do this really quick. Actually, I probably shouldn't take that off. All right, let's do this really quick here. So your AC, 555, yeah, I scrambled these around, 555K plus 225K times 5, because it says spread over 5 months. So you know the budget is going to be 225K times 5 months. And you're going to subtract 20% of whatever this thing is. Again, it kind of gets a bit convoluted. So let me just do 225 times 5. If you guys have a calculator, you can do it. 225K times 5. That will give you 1.125 million. So what we're going to have next would be 555,000, to spell it all out, plus 1,125,000 minus 20% of 1,125,000. So I'll just say 1.125 million. What is 1.125 million? 1.125 million times 20%. That gives you 225,000. So what we have here becomes 555 plus, well, let me do it properly so we're not lost. 555,000. Just remember the dollar signs are there. I'm being a little bit lazy in this. Plus 1,125,000 minus 225,000. Okay, now if we do that, 1,125,000 minus 225,000, we get 900,000. So this right here is 900,000. I think I flipped the question on you guys. I apologize if I did that. But the question I'm showing is really what we're going with. That power cut threw me for a loop. All right, and then we're going to add the 555,000. So if we do that, 555,000 plus 900,000. What do we get? We get 1,455,000. That is the answer to this problem. Okay. So that's how you would do it. Did I just bomb the question? let me take a look. Atypical. Yeah, atypical means a one-off. So yeah, it would be D. So yeah, this is a bad question. This is really tricky because it mentions midway in the project, management calls for a new estimate of the remaining 80% of the work, which gives that. Then it says, what is the EAC if the project manager deems cost variances to be atypical? See that? So this language, atypical, it means, like I said, it's a one-off. It's not going to continue happening. So the language is actually suggesting that you use a different formula. And if you used a different formula, well, this language, which is not needed, let me show you what I'm talking about. This language here, if I can highlight it, this language here is not relevant to what is being asked. And if you don't know that, you could easily get this question wrong if you just follow, oh, it looks like we're meant to use a brand new bottom-up ETC. If you follow that, you will not get the answer, which is D. D is the correct answer. So the question almost fooled me, and I wrote the question, but I haven't looked at it for a long time, or maybe haven't solved it for a long time. So the answer to this is D. What did you guys get? Did you guys get D? Did you get D? Did it make sense what I did? Did it make sense? Yeah, it almost tricked me, but that was the answer. The answer is D. 1,455. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay. Do you have any questions about this problem and why the answer is what I said it was? Does it make sense? I'm sorry for the very scrappy writing, but that's why the answer is what it is. So whenever you get a question that is asking you anything about EAC, you need to know which of the 4 EACs to use, and you need to be really sure about the EAC formula that you're using. That would be my 2 cents to you. Okay. Do you have any questions that I can answer before I jump off tonight? I appreciate you joining me, but it's really just a quick touch base. I just wanted to say hi and see how you were doing. So do you have any questions about anything that I can help you with? No worries, Ken. This recording will be available on YouTube. Okay. Like I said, those of you who may be wondering how you're going to get back on the wagon, you're starting and stopping, I challenge you, go for the 1 week training, 1 week coaching / training, because it is going to put you in a fast track, a fast lane. It's going to force you to study. So it's starting on the 15th to the 19th. So think of it, it's like having each hour of training for just $50. It's ridiculous. These deals are not going to last, by the way. They're not going to last. Now, anyone who comes for this session, Mohanad knows because he came for the last one. He's got the audio. He's listened to the audio, 10 hours of audio. He's listening to it on his phone and reliving the experience of what he actually attended. So for those of you that come for this coaching session, you will get 10 hours of audio to listen to on your phone, to re-listen to. And I'm talking about just download it, put it on your phone, put it on all your devices, you know, and listen to it again and again and again. These are things that help build you. Okay, so it's time to boss up and don't keep doing the same thing, looking for a different result. Do something different. Come for this training, this coaching, come with your questions and I will get them answered. Okay, so with that, let me check the queue and make sure there are no questions. Are there any questions? Yes or no? I do not think there are questions. Let me do a refresh. Do a refresh. Listening via YouTube says, I plan to be a new fly on your wall. I keep starting, stopping, crying. Just boss up. You got to do what you got to do. It came to a point in my getting ready for the PMP exam where I said, Phil, I told myself, Phil, look, no more excuses. 25th of June, 2005, that's it. You are going into the exam, Phil. I don't want to hear any excuses. You are going to take the exam. And I did everything that I could because I knew that I wasn't playing games. I knew I had it. I knew by that point, Phil was not going to be given any mercy, shown any mercy. And I pushed him in to the exam. It was either he was going to sink or he was going to swim. And swim he did. And he got certified. That's why he's here today. You know, that's why Phil is here today. So I would advise you to do the same. You gotta be radical, you know, radical with yourself sometimes, especially when you know how you are. If you know you're like me that comes up with excuses, you know, tries to procrastinate. If you give me an excuse, I'll use it to procrastinate. If you gave me any reason to not take the exam back then, I'd say, oh, I'm on a plane, I'm on the road, I'm going to a client site, I can't study. Nah. That's what I used to do until I said, look, Phil, I don't care. Whatever excuses you claim to have, you will take the exam. So if you like, mess around all you want. 25th of June, you will find yourself behind the desk at Prometric. And that's what I did to myself. You just have to be a bit radical sometimes, especially when you know how you are. You know, another case in point, my ACP exam, that's a totally different case. That dragged on for too long. I was genuinely really, really busy that year. But my SP exam, my PMI SP exam, oh no, my RMP exam, you see, I've taken so many of these PMI exams, 6 of them, maybe 7, because I've taken my CAPM, you know, it's every 5 years. I took it in 2011, took it in 2016, took my OPM3 exams, 2 of them, took my PMP, my RMP, my SP. I've taken so many of these things. But anyway, my RMP exam, it came to the point where I had to lock myself in a room to actually finish my application. I said, Phil, you're not coming out of this room until you're done with your application form. So I made it a project and it had a start and an end, and the end was not going to come until I had really, truly delivered the goods of filling in my application form. So sometimes you just got to be radical on yourself, you know. So, all right. If there are no questions, your buddy Phil is going to let you get on with it. All right. So thank you very much. Oh, yeah. I passed on my first try. I guarantee you, like back then, oh yeah, I would I would just keep moving my exam. I had become very skilled at moving my exam out. So back in the day, there was no charge. So every 2 weeks to my exam, I would formulate an excuse, a reason for not taking it. And I would cleverly execute it. And you have to cleverly execute it so that you don't go on a guilt trip on yourself. But it got to a point I knew that I was just, let me put it politically correct. I was just fooling around. I needed to boss up and say, Phil, this is the date. I don't care what you have to say. You are taking it. Have you ever gotten fed up with yourself? I studied for 6 months for the PMP exam, 6. And majorly because I was not fortunate enough, like you guys are, to have someone who would tell you what he or she thinks you should do. I had my mentor, Mary, who gave me the books and the study guide and the PMBOK guide and basically pointed me in the direction of the PMI. But I didn't have a coach to come alongside me and tell me, hey, you're overstudying, you've done enough, go do the real thing. So I guess I was my own coach. And that's it. That's why I'm here today. So I passed it on my first try. I did very well, a lot better than I thought I was doing on the exam. I thought I was failing it, and I was getting ready to make a speech to those I knew about how I didn't pass it. But I actually didn't fail it, because midway in the exam, I decided to go to question 200 and work backwards, because I was encountering all the difficult questions in the first 20, especially. So I spent 1 hour on the first 20 questions. But after that, when I jumped to question 200, I was seeing a whole lot of easier questions. But I think what really happened was the light bulb came on in my head. I said, I can't fail this exam. There's no way. I am not going to fail this exam, because I put in roughly 8 hours every Saturday. Can you imagine, every Saturday for months, going to 8 hours just studying? And that's just Saturdays, not counting at least 2 to 3 hours a week on Monday to Friday. So I decided I wasn't going to fail the exam. Said, nope, not going to fail the exam. Fail, you need to find a way of passing this exam. Go to question 200, work backwards. Maybe you'll find the easy questions there. And that's what I did. I started working backwards, and I did find the easier questions. And the rest is history. But I did promise to help people who were struggling with the exam. And that's why I like to help people, because I made a promise that I would if I could come out of the exam alive. And I've been doing that ever since. All right. So, my friends, that is it. I appreciate you joining me, and I wish you all the very best on your PMP exam, your CAPM exam, whatever you're working on. I wish you great success. All right. I'll speak to you guys again soon, and bye for now.